Have you ever sat down, crossed your legs, closed your eyes, and, well, immediately felt like you were doing something wrong? Yeah, you absolutely aren't alone. You see, traditional meditation instructions usually tell us exactly what to do, but they totally skip over what ability we're actually trying to develop. And for a highly active mind, especially an ADHD mind that literally thrives on measurable goals, that traditional approach can feel incredibly abstract, frustrating, and honestly just impossible.
So, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a radical, genuinely game-changing reframing of mindfulness, originally proposed by Narendra Sisodia. We are taking that old idea of meditation as this passive, empty state, and we are just tossing it right out the window. Instead, we're going to look at it as an active, dynamic, mental strength training workout. If you've ever felt like you failed at meditation, trust me, this framework is going to completely change how you view your own mind.
Okay, let's get right into it with Section 1, the problem with meditation. The core issue here is that so many of us are taught to aim for this mysterious, totally undefined state called meditation. But what does that even mean? Are we supposed to find a blank void? Are we floating on a cloud? When our objective is that abstract, it leaves us completely without a concrete goal. I mean, think about it. You can't successfully practice a skill if you don't actually know what the finish line looks like. It's like trying to hit a target you can't even see. No wonder we get so frustrated and just throw in the towel.
Which brings us to Section 2, the physical training analogy. We already understand physical control perfectly, right? You move your hand, you go for a walk, you lift weights at the gym. A professional guitarist has astounding control over their hands, and it's not because they have magic hands, it's because they put in the hours to train them. Well, your mind works the exact same way. You already possess a baseline of mental control. Every single time you type a sentence, solve a math problem, or intentionally focus on your work, you are actively exercising mental control. You're already doing it.
So this brings us to a massive realization. We need to stop asking if we are capable of controlling our minds. You already are. The better, far more productive question is, how can I increase the precision, strength, and flexibility of that control? Boom. Suddenly, meditation isn't just about sitting perfectly still in a dark room anymore. It transforms into this dynamic, engaging collection of intentional mind control exercises, all designed to upgrade your mental precision.
Now for the fun part. Section 3, your mental workout routine.
Let's actually test how flexible your mind really is right now. Can you take a hot, burning emotion like anger or maybe anxiety and just dial down the volume a few notches? Now notice the wording here, without suppressing it. We aren't burying the feeling, no. We're asking if you have the mental control to experience an emotion, acknowledge it's there, but intentionally reduce its intensity so it doesn't control you. Now that is a serious mental muscle flex.
Or consider your own internal monologue. Can you act as the conductor of your own mind? When your thoughts are just racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour, do you have the ability to deliberately step in and slow that tempo right down? Or on the flip side, can you speed them up when you really need to brainstorm rapidly? This is all about regulating the pacing of your own mind completely on demand.
What about your mental endurance? Can you pick one single idea, place it right in the center of your mental workspace, and actually keep it there? How long can you hold it before a random memory, a worry, or some random distraction tries to push it out? Shifting your attention exactly where you want it and locking it there is a profound display of mental strength.
Let's try challenging your capacity for focused imagination. When you visualize something in your mind's eye, is it kind of blurry and fleeting, or can you intentionally bring it into sharp, high-definition focus? Building clearer, more detailed mental imagery isn't just a party trick for artists. It is a core exercise in directing your brain's processing power exactly where you dictate.
Now, this next one might actually be the most important exercise of all. See, most people think that catching their mind wandering means they totally failed at meditation. But in this framework, catching the wander and gently bringing your focus back isn't a failure. It's a successful repetition. It's literally like doing a bicep curl for your brain. Every single time you catch the distraction and return to focus, your mental muscle gets that much stronger.
The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that having thoughts is perfectly fine. The brain's job is to think. You are not trying to just unplug the machine. Your objective is to develop greater voluntary control over your mental processes. You want to be the one actually driving the car, rather than just being a helpless passenger dragged along by whatever random thought decides to pop up next.
Moving right along to Section 4, the science of control. You see, these aren't just clever little metaphors.
They map directly to validated scientific concepts. When you practice holding an idea, you are actively expanding your working memory. When you reduce an emotion's intensity, psychologists call that emotional regulation. Noticing your mind wandering? That's metacognition, literally thinking about your own thinking. And shifting your focus away from a distraction is training your attention and inhibitory control. So you aren't just meditating in some mystical sense, you are actively strengthening distinct, scientifically recognized cognitive functions.
Let's wrap this up with Section 5, upgrading your mind's software.
Viewing meditation as mental strength training honestly changes everything. First off, it finally gives you a concrete, measurable objective, which, let's be real, is an absolute game changer, especially for the ADHD brain. Second, it systematically builds stronger control over your attention, thoughts, and emotions. And third, which is probably my favorite part, it grants you the ultimate freedom to invent your very own exercises. Different techniques train different muscles, but the underlying goal is always exactly the same: becoming more skillful at directing your own mind. You get to build a personalized routine that works specifically for you.
I really want to leave you with this final, incredibly powerful realization from the source material. Your mind is the software that runs your life. Improving your ability to direct it can improve almost everything else. Just think about the sheer magnitude of that statement for a second. Every interaction, every decision, every reaction you ever have is processed right through the software of your mind. By taking active, voluntary control over that software, you aren't just getting better at meditating, you are quite literally upgrading the operating system of your entire life. So we've broken down the illusion of the mysterious meditative state. We've mapped out the exercises, and we've seen the hard science behind it all. The gym is officially open, and the equipment is already right there inside your head. The only thing left to ask is, which mental muscle will you start training today?